One of the core principles of spiritual growth is the development of equality, in the sense of accepting whatever comes into one's life with equanimity. This does not mean that the proper standpoint excludes action against injustice or oppression. Rather, that one recognizes that sometimes the forces that come in the form of obstruction, harmful intentions, or interference are there to galvanize one into action and progress. Action actually is much more effective when it is not colored by personal, limited, preconceived notions, desires, or emotions that cloud the response and impede the purity of the effort. It is said that when, for instance, an individual has been provoked to anger, he will tend to make mistakes and thereby undermine the result. But it goes further than this. Many times the resistance, the obstacle, the actual unfortunate event is able to shift one to a new view, a new standpoint, a new direction that turns out to be, in the long run, the fulfillment of the individual's destiny. This is particularly the case for those who are moved to take up spiritual development consciously. They have put themselves onto a path that creates what can be seen as a positive feedback loop that responds to their aspiration by helping the seeker achieve it. The achievement of spiritual development necessarily involves breaking old habits and attachments, and thus, there are times when circumstances arise that challenge the individual to grow rather than simply respond with an embedded habit or an instinctive behavior. Sri Aurobindo writes in his Thoughts and Aphorisms, quote, "O misfortune, blessed be thou, for through thee I have seen the face of my lover." End quote. A disciple asks, if through misfortune one sees the face of God, then it is no longer a misfortune, is it? The mother responds, quote, "Obviously, far from being a misfortune, it is a blessing." And this is precisely what Sri Aurobindo means. When things happen which are not what we expect, what we hope for, what we want, which are contrary to our desires, in our ignorance, we call them misfortunes and lament. But if we were to become a little wiser and observe the deeper consequences of these very same events, we would find that they are leading us rapidly towards the divine, the beloved, whereas easy and pleasant circumstances encourage us to dally on the path, to stop along the way to pluck the flowers of pleasure which present themselves to us, and which we are too weak or not sincere enough to reject resolutely, so that our march forward is not delayed. One must already be very strong, very far along the way to be able to face success and the little enjoyments it brings without giving way. Those who can do this, those who are strong, do not run after success. They do not seek it and accept it with indifference, for they know and appreciate the value of the lashes given by unhappiness and misfortune. But ultimately, the true attitude, the sign and proof that we are near the goal, is a perfect equality which enables us to accept success and failure, fortune and misfortune, happiness and sorrow, with the same tranquil joy. For all these things become marvelous gifts that the Lord, in his infinite solicitude, showers upon us. End quote. Reference, Sri Aurobindo and the Mother, Looking from Within, Chapter 1, Looking at Life and Circumstances, pages 27 to 28.